Annalisa Abby Uila.
And I am Nora Akas.
Our topic for today is all about cattle production. A cattle production is all about with the conversion of climatic and edaphic inputs into plant products, which are consumed by various classes of animals in a beef cattle reared to give meat for human consumption. On January to March 2021, the total cattle production from January to March 2021 was estimated at 54.43, the previous year's same quarter output of 60.62 thousand metric tons live weight. Among the regions, Northern Mindanao was the highest producer of cattle during the quarter with a production of 10.62 thousand metric tons live weight. This was followed by the Ilocos region and Western Visayas with corresponding productions of 6.21 thousand metric tons live weight and 4.27 metric tons live weight. These three regions shared 40% to the country's total cattle production. Relative to their levels in the same quarter in 2020, 10 regions posted decreases in production during the quarter. Zamboanga Peninsula exhibited the highest annual reduction of 56.6% from 2.69 thousand metric tons live weight in the first quarter of 2020 to 1.17 thousand metric tons live weight in this quarter.
Survey data in dairy cattle production were gathered in two sites, Site 1 and Site 2, in southern Luzon, Philippines. Crossbred dairy cows managed by smallholder farmers belonging to 5 primary cooperatives under the Federation of Dairy Farmers were monitored monthly for milk production, feed intake and availability, and reproduction and health status. The purpose of the survey was to identify constraints to productivity. The reproductive status of the cows was monitored by measuring milk and plasma progesterone concentrations by radioimmunoassay and rectal palpitation of the ovaries. The three main problems related to this reproductive constraint were: number 1, breeding management, in particular lack of accurate estrus detection. Number 2, breeding, for example, 3 or more cervices were required before conception. Number 3, poor ovarian function shown by some cows with loose progesterone levels. It highlights the importance of estrus detection, good breeding management, and the use of a practical, strategical nutritional supplementation, particularly during stressful periods in the cow's reproductive life.
Breeding system can be divided into two basic groups: strip breeding and cross breeding. The strip breeding is the mating of animals of the same breed. Cross breeding is the mating of animals of different breeds. When producers use cross breeding, they typically have animals that are combination of breeds, or they use the different breeds of the offspring that are not registered as a recognized breed. As crossbreeding producer may have crossbreeding females but utilize a male from one breed, or vice versa. An offspring born to a meeting of two different breeds is called a hybrid. Traditional strip-line breeding program is called pure breeding. Pure breeding is the mating of two animals registered to the same breed organization. The animals are called pure breeds.
Over 1,000 breeds of cattle are recognized worldwide, some of which adapted to the local climates, others which were bred by humans for specialized uses. Cattle breeds fall into two main types, which are regarded as either two closely related species or two subspecies of one species. Bos indicus or Bos taurus indicus, commonly called zebu, are adapted to hot climates and originated in the tropical parts of the world such as India, Sub-Saharan Africa, China, and Southeast Asia. Bos taurus or Bos taurus taurus, typically referred as taurine cattle, are generally adapted to cooler climates and include almost all cattle breeds originating from Europe and Northern Asia. Today, Taurus indicus hybrids are widely bred in subtropical places, combining characteristics of both the ancestral types, such as the Sangha cattle of Africa, or Brangus, a portmanteau of Brahma and Angus, in warmer regions of the United States. In some parts of the world, further species of cattle are found both as wild and domesticated animals, and some of these related so closely to Taurine and Indicus cattle that interspecies hybrids have been bred. Examples include the dwarf Lulu, cattle of the mountains of Nepal with yak blood, buffalo of North America with bison genes, the Selambo breed of India and Bhutan with Gayal genes. The Madura breed of Indonesia may have bunting in its percentage. In addition to these fertile hybrids, there are sterile hybrids such as the male Jew of Nepal, a cattle yak hybrid which is bred for agricultural work. Like mule and hini, they have to be continually bred from both of the parent species.
Backyard cattle fattening has gained importance to the livestock industry of the Philippines. It is becoming popular because of the following advantages. First, it augments the farmer's income. Second, it requires minimum space for housing. Third, it allows the use of cheap and plentiful farm byproducts which ordinarily go to waste. And fourth, it helps meet the immediate demand for high-protein foods in the diet of the Filipino people. Fattening cattle in the backyard consists of buying young healthy stocks, feeding them properly and selling them at the proper time. Majority of the area or locality cattle production is sensitive to the change in the quality and quantity of feed supply. They grow normally when given the right food. Adequate feeding is available through grass pasture, greens, and produce supplemented with protein, minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, and fats. It will be highly profitable if feeds are available in the locality. Feed ingredients such as a rice straw, corn stubber, crab meal, rice bran, and molasses must be abundant. Grass should be enough for the cattle to graze throughout the year.
Many health problems can be controlled with good management, proper nutrition, and vaccination against infectious disease. It is important to contact a local veterinarian to determine the correct herd health program for the herd. For cattle to reach their performance potential, they must be healthy. Castration. Steer calves are preferred over bull calves. Bull calves should be castrated if not intended for breeding purposes. Castration is best done when the calf is young. Castrating older calves is more difficult. Implanting. Growth-promoting implants are compressed pellets or slow-release devices placed under the skin of the ear. They have been used throughout the U.S. cattle industry for more than a quarter of a century to improve rate of gain and feed efficiency. The response is greater in animals that have genetic potential and proper management to gain weight rapidly. Therefore, implants complement good management, genetics, and feeding, but do not compensate for poor management because of limited responses under poor management conditions. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our report for the cattle production of our subject, Animal Science 2. We would like to thank Mr. Noe Mihasco, our instructor, for giving us this task. Thank you and keep safe!